Hello, I'm Ilhan Omar. I married my brother. Then I married my campaign consultant. And I paid him $500,000. Love is profitable. Thank you. Come again.
In the shadows of the North Star State, chilling tale unfolds. Minnesota. Once a beacon of Midwestern promise, now gripped by an insidious web of deception. Billions vanishing into the night, stolen from the very programs meant to feed hungry children and aid the vulnerable.
I'll take Betraying America for 200, please. And I love my husband.
2 failed attempts on yours truly's life in 2024 were allegedly linked to rhetoric from this Congresswoman's anti-American speeches. Tim?
Who is Donald Trump?
Oh, I'm sorry. We were looking for Ilhan Omar.
Oh, so that's why Elon totally wants to date me.
My brother wanted to date me after we got married.
Here comes Ilhan, right down Somalia Lane. With a brother who's her husband, and a voter list that came by plane. Ballots dropping, shotguns hopping, justice for Palestine. 80,000 new arrivals that Obama sent one at a time.
Next, we have Ilhan Omar, a congresswoman allegedly tied to shady dealings and sympathizing with dangerous radicals. And she married her brother.
Me and my husband will rule America. It will be a dream come true. As president, I decree Sharia law for all. America is now America. Brother marriage is legal. White people will be deported. Hamburgers are banned. Free hijabs. No scientists. No capitalism. Salam alaikum.
At the heart of it all, Representative Ilhan Omar, voice of Minnesota's 5th district, home to the nation's largest small community. Ties run deep.
We could tell all the undocumented immigrants to marry their brothers.
Isn't marrying your brother totally illegal or whatever?
Only if you're a Republican.
Here's a story of a lying lady who was scheming with a shady covenant. All of them were laundering money to Somalia to help their government.
What is this all about? Is my brother okay?
Settle down. Your brother's fine, all right? We're just here to find out exactly what it is you do around here.
I only do my brother, I swear.
We want to know what your job title is.
Oh, I am a senior consultant for cloud shape interpretation.
What the hell is that?
I specialize in predicting racist events based on cloud formations.
$20 million a year for cloud formations?
You've been told! Quality Learning Center is helping our community thrive by keeping things discreet. Your tax dollars are going to important causes. Quiet buildings, unanswered phones, and dreams of what could be. We're building a brighter future for Somalia.
Here comes Ilhan, right down Somalia Lane. She's turning Minnesota into a brand new Somalia gang. Hear those hijabs jingle jangle, what a beautiful sight. So stuff the ballot box and scream racist, cause Ilhan's gonna win tonight.
Ilhan, you wrote some people did something. The correct answer is, you're all going to prison. Lock them up!
Here comes Ilhan, right down Somalia Lane. In 2040, she's your Polish while her husband sips champagne. Peace on earth will come to all if we just open real wide. So say Al-Qaeda and learn the Quran, cause Ilhan's gonna win tonight. Cause Ilhan's gonna win tonight.
Good evening and welcome to the United Spot YouTube Live. And wanted to thank let's see, I gotta see the comment. Patsy Bean. This is fake and not real. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Way to go, Patsy. You've solved the case, and I want to thank you for being so observant. And thank you for letting the rest of the group know that you have discovered the United Spot's evil plot. Way to go. Yukon Man, that was extremely appreciated, and thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. And hello to everybody. Tammy, John Castaneda, couple friends, Hank and Skippy and Craig and Brian, Yukon Man, and we got Hank and I'm gonna get to that in a second. Racer Boy, Ilhan Omar. Um, she's a Democratic Congresswoman from Minnesota, and she's long advocated for abolishing or defunding immigration and customs enforcement. So ICE, she wants to defund ICE. I wonder why. She says that the ICE agency it engages in human rights abuses. Imagine that, coming here illegally and your poor rights. She's been doing this since I believe 2018, and she was, I think, one of the front runners in the abolish ICE slogan. You remember that? What was it? Pork, the other white meat. Abolish ICE was Ilhan Omar's invention, and she gained a lot of traction among the progressives by doing it. Because she was bringing up, policies for like family separations at the border and racial profiling, conditions in the detention facilities. I think we all remember when AOC went and she was sitting there saying that the people didn't even have water and they had everything. I mean, come on, seriously, they had everything. It was incredible. But just recently, Omar and a woman who looked like her face was melting. I think you know who I'm talking about, standing in the background. She's updated her push to defund ICE because of all the escalating tensions in Minneapolis, and this was obviously following the Operation Metro Surge. It was a federal immigration enforcement crackdown in the city that involved raids on immigrant communities, including Somalia and Latino neighborhoods. But we've got to be careful with the Somalians because that's Ilhan's. She's vowed to make America Somalia. She's all she does is talk about Somalia and talks about her president Somalia to honor him. Doesn't really care too much about America, but yeah. So she wants to. She wants to do that. And the fact of the matter is, whether or not, her marrying her brother and all this and blah, 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 whatever, who cares? You could fact check it all, and then it comes up with all these, it's not true and all this, blah, blah. All of that world, is she a congresswoman? She does not like America. It's clearly. But maintains she supports removing prints with criminal rights. And not funding an agency she sees as harmful to American communities. Now here's the thing. How in the world does a congresswoman get up on a national stage in front of a national camera and speak to a nation and say to that nation that she is going to defund the very people who are enforcing immigration laws? I don't get. You're not supposed to come here illegally. Don't. I mean, can you at least make that make sense? How that's even logical? to even, and then we begin the clown show. It just doesn't make sense. But I digress, because it wasn't, but last night I was going off and explaining to everyone, most of you already know this, we're watching a show, we're watching a program, we're watching method actors and actresses performing to keep us entertained and distracted. Imagine living in a world where politics isn't just this, you do this, you do that, and that's the rules. Follow. No. We have to have politicians going out and telling us that we need to defund the very people who are enforcing immigration laws. No. That makes complete sense. And I feel stupid now that I would even make a horrible video about Ilhan Omar, because she's just trying to better America by defunding the very people who are enforcing immigration laws. But regardless, the fact that she is still Congresswoman, the fact that she has a job, the fact that she is worth now $30 million. $30 million. $30 million. So much for that last night. That was a wonderful gift, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Joe, thanks. Thank you very much for that. Truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for this. Hold on, I was in a rant too, so I didn't really properly get to think. Yukon man, thank you so much. For those of you who don't know, Yukon man made me cry last week. Cry right on the live. Just burst into tears. I felt like I was Meg Ryan. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Mara Nolan, if I'm that's, you guys are going to want to listen to that one. I got the whole Michelle Obama. It's big. It's huge. It is absolutely huge. I'm going to be dropping about, I might even go a little bit longer than an hour tomorrow, because the information that I have, I don't want to right now, but tomorrow I'm going to be releasing the info. You guys are going to be amazed. Tammy, thank you so much for being here. Barnes Homestead, thank you. Yukon man, thank you for being here. Skippy, Anonymous One, Tina, how are you? Tina, Raging Patriot, Ray Donald Clinton. Jeffrey Smith, great. And Trapped in California. Ah, gotcha. And take Tim. And we got David Chrisman. David Chrisman is here. So thank you all so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Eddie Villa's here as well too, and you light bulb. Well, you know what, Tammy? I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm doing my best here. I don't know what's going on. I am obviously probably having some problems here, but I'm gonna figure that out, because the last thing I want to do is glitch. Here we go. Here, let me do something here. I want to talk to you about this because I want to. I can't though because I'll get in trouble. I can't play the conference. So here's my question, and I want you guys to be perfectly honest. I really do. Congress, the Senate, the government. Should there be? And see, this is where I find it insulting because once again we are forced to like and are supposed to agree with what the majority say because we have politicians, we have the government, we have big influencers who are paid to tell you how to think, and then you like them, so you're like, oh, well, that guy thinks a certain way. I don't want to piss them off. What if they like one of my videos? Should people from other countries be in Congress? Should people from other countries be in the Senate? I, for one, no. 1,000 times no. I think it's insulting. I don't even understand how that's even possible for this to be going on. But it is. And here we are sitting through a press conference with Ilhan Omar telling the world that she is going to do everything in her power to defund ICE. She's going to defund the very people who are enforcing immigration laws. Kenny Goulding, how are you? Craig Clark, no PhD, how are you? Yukon Man, thank you so much. I just don't understand it. I really, really don't. But here we are again, with just, a small distraction. It's a small distraction this time. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do? It wasn't that long ago. Ilhan was taking off the what was it called? Oh my gosh, I'm running a blank on this one. She was taking off the intelligence. I think it was intelligence. And I mean, why should she, after all of the videos out, after all of the interviews and all this, and this is long before AI. This is way long before AI. She was saying horrible, horrible things. Her and the AOC and Ayanna Pressley, what is it called? The Squad. Yeah. It's horrible. It's just absolutely horrible that this is going on. But what do you expect? And we're being fed it with this weird spoon. It's just very strange, very, very strange to absorb the fact that Ilhan Omar gets in front of the entire country and says that she's going to defund ICE. She's going to defund ICE. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it.
Can hire Justice Smollett.
All right, everybody, I'm going to need you to stay calm. Cash Patel is asking questions, but don't worry. He's not going to do anything.
Cash, you don't talk.
I've been in politics for 38 years. And questions always lead to audits.
And audits always lead to prison.
Well, what are we going to do?
We can hire Justice Smollett.
It was a cold Minnesota morning. I was taking my fake children to their daycare facility, a licensed community-approved grant-supported daycare. And that's when I was attacked by Nick Shirley,
He put documents on the ground and handed me receipts and timelines and enrollment records. Things no human should have to see in public. And the worst of it all, he left the evidence there for everyone to read. Then he looked me in the eye and said, "Get out of here. This is fraud country." Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out.
Yeah, why don't you go sit the next couple of plays out, Kamala?
When we talk about fear, we must first ask, fear of what? And who? And why now?
Cash and Trump are looking at Minnesota. The whole world is looking at Minnesota. And Ilhan,
Yes?
you might want to do a better job at hiding your bank statements.
Why?
I don't know, maybe because you're worth $30 million?
$30 million? How is that even possible? Yeah, Johan. How'd you do that on $174,000 salary? Well, I took the $45,000 I had in 2019 and I multiplied it by 67.
Oh, okay. Well, Minnesota is still under investigation, though. So.
Yeah, it's blowing up. How do we contain this?
Change? Tim, this exploded on your watch as governor. You had years to plug those holes.
What about you, Nancy?
What about me?
You rammed through those unchecked COVID billions.
That's preposterous.
And Johan, your district's the epicenter, the Somalia fraud network. Oh, this is systemic.
That's what I was going to say earlier, is that the defense for all of this, if you attack them, with your voice, it's racist, or it's why are you attacking a woman of color? So just to kind of bring you up to speed, Ilhan Omar approached the nation today to say she was going to defund ICE, and she described federal immigration enforcement in Minneapolis as she said it was like feeling like an occupying force, an occupying force that has entered the city without clear justification. And she calls it a PR strategy. So basically, how is that a PR strategy? I mean, it's a great PR strategy if your strategy is, cleaning up illegal immigration. So basically, what Ilhan Omar is saying is that she just wants ICE and the government to leave, Somalia, Minneapolis, Somalia alone, and let them, vote for her and vote for everything that they're doing in there, because she's doing well. $30 million. She says that at her press conference today, she said that ICE's presence and their tactics create fear and chaos and unnecessary escalations in the community. So, gosh forbid, there was actual accountability for breaking the law. So she's basically she pledged to oppose all funding for immigration enforcement. And how does that even make sense? How does a congresswoman of the United States say that? How do they say that? Especially when you have people like Chuck Schumer and Obama, who you can actually find their videos from, 10, 15 years ago, where they said that you will not come to this country illegally. And if you do, you will be prosecuted. And now it's, they've changed their story, obviously, because the money's in their pocket and they found a way to get rich, because, what a brilliant idea to bring these people in, give them money, give them all these gifts and houses and cars and driver's license, and all they got to do to say thank you is vote for you. Good job. So this is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the fact that she got up to the entire nation with the melting face in the background was just, I can't stand that woman. Oh gosh. I can't even say her name. Anna Wapar, or I don't know. She looks like a cartoon, and not a good cartoon. Like melting ice cream. That's what she looks like. Melting ice cream. She looks like Maxine Waters' armpit. So it just, I don't get it. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's sending the wrong message, because there are a lot of people out there that don't really understand the law. They don't understand politics. They don't understand common sense. And when they're just scrolling on the internet, and they see this and they see that, they're influenced. Imagine that. They're influenced by people that they follow, that they like, that they enjoy listening to. And the reason they're influenced is because part of them feels guilty because they don't want to upset that influencer. And the other part is, they don't really know anything about politics, so they're just kind of going with whatever the influencer says. Now, you guys are a completely different bunch. You guys are actually smart. You've done your homework, and you've paid attention to what's happened, and you've learned that there is actual corruption in the government, and then politics is just a shit show. I just find it appalling that this is still going on. I mean, Ilhan Omar's been in office for a while now. It's seriously. I just don't understand. I don't understand. But it proves my theory that I have, because I woke up years ago. I really, really did. Because I was once one of those people that was just kind of like, yeah, I don't really understand politics, so I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow, and yeah, man, America, and flags, and woo, and red, white, and blue, and yeah, McDonald's, yeah. And I had no clue. I had no clue what I was in for. And all it took was a little bit of research every single day. A little bit of research every single day adds up. You do a little bit, in a year, you're going to be just swarming with not only a shitload of questions, you're going to have knowledge. You're going to have knowledge. You're going to be able to argue. You're going to be able to call people out. You're going to be able to explain things to people. And I'm not talking about research where you go to a comedy channel or a meme channel or an AI channel. I'm talking about full on facts, interviews, past interviews, past press conferences, all kinds of different things. And it's hilarious how, for instance, like Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer's a perfect example. I can go on and on about him, but tonight is not about Chuck, even though I would love to talk about Chuck and his beautiful wife and his hamburger skills. But, to watch him completely flip the script on his original address the nation, which was basically, if you come into America illegally, you will be in a lot of trouble. End of story. With a lot more sass. He had some sass back then. Now he's like, oh, come on in. Come on in. No, he doesn't tell you why. He just wants you to feel at home, because it's America, man. America, we welcome people. This country was built, all the wonderful little quotes. They got to throw those in there. But the bottom line is this: there's a legal way to come here. There is. It's a legal way to come here. I'm not saying don't come here. And there is a legal way to come here. Plain and simple. How does it make sense that it's easier to get into America than it is getting into Disneyland? We're already in America. And it's almost impossible to get into Disneyland. Seriously. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Disneyland. I know that there's a lot of stories about Disneyland. I'm sorry. I love Disneyland, and not because of anything that bad has happened there. I don't know anything. Like I said, um, I haven't been there in a long time, obviously, because there's no way I could even afford that place. But I didn't like what happened there. I liked the feeling of being at Disneyland, and it was just an incredible feeling. It was just you forget about life for a while, and it's just magical, and you know it's kind of weird, but I just really like being there. But it's physically impossible. I mean, you'd have to be like some kind of a crazy Ocean's 11 type person to actually get into Disneyland, because there's a thing called the white coats at Disneyland. Okay, now the white coats, they walk around. They got the white coats, the white pants, the white hat. Right, it's like a little safari hat. Right, and if you make those guys mad, oh boy, they flock out, and happy Disneyland turns into some crazy situations with those people, because there's some serious stuff going on when you upset those people. And how is it possible for a place like Disneyland that's inside of the United States? It's completely impossible to break in there, but another country can just, hey, how you doing, man? No, come on in. It's no big deal. Don't worry about walking through a metal detector. We got and I had friends that had recently been to Disneyland in the last 4 or 5 years. After the whole COVID stuff, and they had to actually stand out in a parking lot. This is a true story. They had to stand out in a parking lot, and they had to be in this weird formation, and it was an hour-long line just to make it to the police officer with the dog that would sniff you. It was a bomb sniffing dog, and it was a something else kind of sniffing dog. Like if you had COVID or something, it was a COVID sniffing dog. So you would have to stand in this very weird line, 6 feet apart, with a mask on. And once you made it up to the guard with the canine dog, the dog searched you in and out. He sniffed you and everything that you ate for the day. And then you proceeded to wait for another 2 hours to walk up and down downtown Disney. Now, this is in California, okay? And the other story that I heard from this particular person is that they had to make a reservation to get a carameled apple in a store that was on the strip there at the downtown Disney. They had to make an appointment to get, they couldn't just walk into the store. Gosh forbid. Now, imagine if the border had that kind of, excuse me, sir, but you have to make an appointment to come to America. And it just, I don't quite understand it. It's crazy, I'm sure Ilhan Omar has locks on her door. I'm sure she has a fence. I mean, $30 million. I'm sure she has a fence around her house, and I'm sure it's locked with probably armed security guards. How is it that this person is going on television? Well, that's probably why she's worth $30 million, because she says whatever makes her money. She's saying whatever makes her money. $30 million. $30 million. $174,000 a year. She's been in politics, I believe, since 2018, 2019, I believe, somewhere around that area. It's 6-7 years, something like that, almost 8. About 7 years. How do you turn $174,000 into $30 million in? I'll tell you what, I'll even give it 10 years. How do you turn $174,000 into $30 million in 10 years? How do you do it? How do you do it? I don't know. I just don't understand how these politicians. Nancy Pelosi is worth like $250 million. I don't get it. $174,000. How do you turn $174,000 into $30 million in 10 years? And like I said, I'm being generous here. I'm giving an extra 3 years just, to kind of see. I mean, it would have to be like a compound growth formula. It would have to. I mean, you're looking at some like insane, like 60% annual return. I just don't get it. I mean, you would have to have some major info. You can't. You have to understand. $174,000 a year. Yes, that sounds like a lot of money. It is to a lot of people. I mean, $174,000 a year. That's a lot of money. But you have to take into account. Obviously, if you're making $174,000, you're not going to be living in a small little apartment. And depending on where you live, I mean, a small apartment could go for anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000 a month, depending, on the neighborhood and and what city you live in. Okay, but let's say this: you're not going to live in an apartment. You're not going to live in a duplex. You're not going to live in a townhouse or a condo. You're going to live in a nice house. Okay, and a nice house costs money. Okay, so let's say you take that $174,000, you get a 30-year loan. You get yourself into a nice little 6-bedroom. 6,000 square foot home, pool, great, little acreage, beautiful yard, whatever. And your mortgage is, blah, 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 right? It's big, right? You got your cars, you got your, you got your toys, you got your, if you got kids, you got them in, the nice schools, that costs money too. You got your food budget, your utility, all that, whatever. Okay. So $174,000 is amazing, but it's also going to cost you. It's not like you're just going to have $174,000 at the end of the year. A lot of that money is going to go towards all your stuff, right? So how do you make $30 million if you're spending the $174,000 on your lifestyle? You'd have to be doing something else. I guess it's the Nancy Pelosi way of life. I don't know. But it's I don't know. I mean, there's really no reliable or even moderately probable way to turn $174,000 into $30 million in 10 years. I mean, even through investing. I mean, the math, it would literally demand a miracle level return. It's almost no one would achieve that consistently. It's just I don't know. Maybe she won the lottery and just didn't tell anybody. I don't know. But I find it insane that Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million.
Your oversight committee's failed too.
And Nancy's insider deals look even worse. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Where were your audits, Bernie? Audits? I warned everyone about corporate capture. Tim let Minnesota become fraud central, and you co-sponsored those sloppy bills. Nancy's Wall Street buddies probably took bigger cuts.
Hey!
We're all screwed because none of you listen.
Great. The world's watching and we're just blaming each other. The FBI knows everything now.
Well, what if we say the kids in the daycare were just really quiet children? Ilhan, what daycare? Yeah, childcare. That's a.
It's highly illegal.
It's not illegal. It's just frowned upon, like marrying your brother.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal too.
Yeah, maybe after 9/11, when everyone got so sensitive.
Some people did something.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Millions in daycare, no oversight.
Oh, I mean, I'm convinced that we're living in clown world. It's just insulting, and you can go on that. American, American. It's just it's really crazy. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I do want to thank everybody for being here. You guys are extremely appreciated. I hope you guys all understand that. Couldn't do this without you guys, and I really do appreciate you guys letting me sit here and talk and rant, and it means a lot. So I just really hope you guys understand that. So man, this is crazy. It's crazy to know that. And thanks for checking out my new video yesterday with Trump singing my new version of Ice Agents Baby. It's got 10,000 views. So thank you guys for doing that. There's been a lot of people on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook that have been sharing my videos through that thing that they do where they just sit there and play your video, and then like they have a video of themselves like looking up and don't say anything, but they just sit there. It's a way to earn money from someone else's content, and all you have to do is just like put a video of yourself looking up at the video, and and then you get paid. So it's weird, but whatever. It's a hustle. I know a lot of people don't really know this, but Ilhan Omar was arrested once in 2013. She was arrested for trespassing during a protest. And she's also got, I think, 23 traffic tickets, I believe. And then she was also, I believe she was arrested for civil disobedience at a Supreme Court demonstration against the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Okay. So she's, real good apple. She's broken the state law on some campaign filings. She got fines, but no criminal charges. And they use the word allegations of immigration and marriage fraud against Ilhan Omar. They been going around since 2016. I've been making videos about it. I have a video so old that it's actually got ill. I've got one in bed. I've got a lot of videos. This claim was investigated, but it was closed by the FBI. Imagine that. Comey, Ray. There was no credible evidence. Now, okay, see, this is where I find it just preposterous, and I hope I'm using that word correctly. If you or I, and I'm speaking to the entire group here, if you or I say, for example, taxes, right? The IRS already knows everything that we do. Everything we do. They are just so smart that they know that we're stupid, so they want us to tell them what we've done. Okay. They know what we've done. They want to find out if we've done something else. Cash. If we're getting something else, or if we're moving money somewhere. Okay. So that's they know everything. Trust me. The government knows everything. Here's the thing. Okay. There was no credible evidence. How in the world? Now, if you married your brother or if you married your sister, the government would know. The government would know. There's documentation. There's witnesses. There's signatures. There's paperwork. There's a paper trail. You can't just make that disappear. Like, oh, you know what? I just we're kind of like drawing a blank here. I just wish that there was some kind of a documentation of a marriage. all we have right now is speculation. Gosh, I wish that we could just like find a piece of paper that said they got married. Oh man, if we only had that paper. Maybe a lot of you people don't know that the $250 million feeding our future fraud scandal in Minnesota, federal charges were filed against 47 defendants in 2022 for wire fraud, money laundering, and bribery involving COVID-era food programs. Omar is not among the charged or convicted. Imagine that. $30 million, though, right? $30 million, though. But some defendants that were charged, they have ties to her district's Somali community. Imagine that, huh? Weird, huh? And that's what I've always said. It's not the people in the front line that are going to be getting arrested. It's the minions, the puppets, the tiny little guys, the robots. President Trump was even accused of, he's literally accused Omar of involvement in the Minnesota fraud. But again, no evidence. No evidence. I mean, because when you look at it, the evidence is kind of clear that 90% of the Somali population is committing fraud at the hands of Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar, doing their thing, getting rich. But poor Ilhan, she's faced accusations of anti-Americanism. That's even a word. I mean, poor those mean critics out there. They've because Ilhan, I mean, she critiques her criticism of U.S. policies. I don't know. Most of them are from misquotes, though. Or mistranslations, because poor Ilhan, she doesn't know any better. She doesn't know. She's not from here. All those statements were out of context. But it is what it is, right? Ilhan's, she even said that she says in an interview in 2025, she said that the U.S. was turning into one of the worst countries due to the deployment of military in streets. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. It's just crazy. I don't know. I think it's very trashy that she's allowed to disrespect America. I mean, can you imagine if somebody went to Somalia and said the things that she's saying about America? Can you imagine if any of us went to Somalia and applied to go into Congress, if they even have a Congress there? I don't know what they do over there. I don't want to go there. There's no way. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying I would never want to go over there. I mean, can you imagine going to the DMV over there? Oh, I'm sure that they would have plenty of American DMV guys for us. And I'm sure that, the customs agency over there at the border in Somalia, they'd be like, come on in there, guys. Hey, how you doing? You're from America, right? Oh, come on in. Yeah. Come on in, guys. Come on. Welcome to Somalia. It's just, it's really, really sad, because in the end, this is yet just another distraction, yet just another focus on something completely different than what's actually happening. What's actually happening, you might add? What's actually happening? What do you think is happening? Well, the government is taking advantage of us little people, us peasants. Look at the budget proposal for Gavin Newsom. Everything ties into his little buddies he's bringing in. Hey, I tell you what, I'll give you free medical if you just remember me. No pressure though. The Democrats have found a way. They found a way to win. with ease, mind you. I mean, you give somebody, bottom line, you get a group of people, a large group of people that don't care about something at all, but you hand them money, they'll do whatever you say. Do whatever you say. We all remember when Ilhan said some people did something, but it was taken out of context, right? It was taken out of context. Come on. Ilhan would never, she would never make light of something that serious. I mean, come on, seriously. I mean, she was obviously talking about something positive. But what do I know? I'm just a stupid meme guy. Let's watch a video. Let me see if there's anybody still here. Jeez. Man, 26 people. Yeah, maybe I should shut up and play a video. Yeah, shut up. Shut up, meme boy. All right. Love you guys. And thank you for being here. It means a lot. And I hope everybody's still here. I really apologize for talking you guys' ears off. Don Duck. Mara Nolan, Jeffrey Smith, Barnes Homestead, Skippy, Kenny Goulding, Brian Sevenikuda, Ellen Pelkey, great to see her. Tammy is here. John Castaneda, great to see you. Brian Sevenikuda. Frog is here. Donald Strickland is here. Tammy. And Jeffrey Smith. And Hank. Caucasian is here. Great to see you here. Star, if you're lurking. Annette, if you're lurking. Robin Spillman, if you're lurking. Yukon Man, if you had to leave, I totally get it. I know you work a lot. Thank you so much for your amazing gift. Can't believe you made me cry the other day. Like hardcore crying. Like seriously, I was like crying. But in a good way, though. It was a happy cry. I mean, it wasn't bad. Star is here. Star is here. It was a happy cry. I mean, hey, we all gotta cry, right? Hey, one cry at a time. Hey, one cry at a time. Yeah. One cry at a time. So I got about 7 minutes left, and I can't believe I've been talking you guys' ear off. I apologize about that, but I'm extremely upset about this. I really don't get it. I really, really don't get it. Raising Patriot, I'm sorry. I apologize. Max Meyer. Crocs. Mush. You gotta say mush, Shippy. Shippy Starbuckle over here. Well, he's saying moist. Like, it's like, yeah, it's doing that. Star, I hope everything's okay. Paul, I really hope. Let's pray for Star tonight. She's having breathing issues. So hopefully you're okay, and we'll be praying for you. Let me see what we got here. My brown star is moist. My brown star is moist. My starfish. My chocolate starfish is moist. That kind of brought me, because I remember I went through a small phase of Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. And I used to listen to that when I worked out, because it was, years ago when I used to work out like a lot. I still work out all the time, but I used to work out like an animal, like crazy. Scare people because of my muscles were so big. But I used to listen to like things that would pump me up during the workout, because nobody likes to work out. They say they like to work out. Nobody likes to work out. It's crazy. You just can't wait till the workout is over. But I remember I would get into all these different, like hype up songs and whatnot. And I remember when Appetite for Destruction came out, I was working out like a freaking mad dog. And I remember like I would go through and as soon as it got to Miss Brownstone, holy crap. Yeah. Great album. Anyway, I'm going to play this video here real quick, and I'm going to stop talking. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Hello, Peasants. I'm the Drinker of the House, and I'm here to tell you about the future of Minnesota childcare. Welcome to the Quality Living Center.
So like 6 years ago, I was just like a bartender who graduated with like honors from the Quality Leering Center. And like now, I'm a congresswoman who can like totally count all the way to 11.
At Quality Living Center, your unborn kids get the care that they deserve. Here in Minnesota, our motto is, why wait until your kids are born? Sign them up for an education today.
Hey, retard. Oh, no.
We got you cornered, Tampon Timmy. Boom. You got nowhere to run.
Oh, no.
Want to tell us about the millions you funneled through those Minnesota daycare scams?
But I dropped out, guys. It's all over.
It ain't over till I say it's over.
Yeah, Tim, we're just getting started, bro.
Fake kids, the phantom staff payouts. It all leads right to your front door.
Guys, I quit. I mean, you don't have to investigate me anymore.
It's not that simple, Tim.
Yeah, this wasn't just mismanagement. It was a betrayal to Minnesota.
How much deeper does your involvement run?
Thanks for calling the White House. How can I help you?
Yeah, I need to speak with President Trump.
Who is it?
Defrauded governor on line 1, boss.
This is Trump. Who's this?
Hello, Mr. President. It's Tim Waltz.
Tampon Tim. What do you want, you f***ing retard?
Well, I heard you were going to arrest me. Is that true?
Nah, we're not going to arrest you.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, arresting you would be a big waste of time, Timmy boy.
A big waste of time because I'm above the law, right?
Exactly. That's why we're just gonna humiliate you.
You're going to humiliate me?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how are you going to do that?
You want to tell him, Cash? First, we're gonna take away your mansion.
What?
Then we're gonna drain your bank account.
No, not my bank account.
And last but not least, I'm gonna make sure you never run for office again. Boom!
What?
I'm not gonna let you turn Minnesota into Scamolia.
Please give me another chance.
You want another chance?
Yeah, please.
Hey, you guys see the news?
Now what?
Oh, man. Trump's FBI is surging forensic accountants into Minnesota. There's going to be data teams everywhere.
I'm not worried about it. Trump's just having another tantrum. He's so mad he can't touch us.
Exactly. And I took care of that fraud years ago. The second I noticed anything fraudulent with those daycares, boom! I shut them down. My team handled it. Fraud? What fraud? I cleaned it up before that plagiarist wannabe YouTube journalist Nick Shirley even showed up.
Yeah, and that poser went to those daycares before they even opened. He thinks he's Sherlock Holmes. And CNN covered that story last year. And a half a dozen other networks covered it too. Trump is just recycling lies to make us all look bad. Too bad, Trump.
And now they're saying the FBI is linking elected officials to terrorists.
That criminal Trump must be really upset.
Yeah, and he says he has direct links to it.
Trump and his FBI goons buried those investigations.
In the shadows of the North Star State, a chilling tale unfolds. Minnesota. Once a beacon of Midwestern promise, now gripped by an insidious web of deception. Billions vanishing into the night, stolen from the very programs meant to feed hungry children. And they
I forgot to tell you guys, obviously it could impact Ilhan Omar. I think it would be a great thing, but there have been articles of impeachment have been filed against Tim Walz. And this is true. You can look it up. And this is obviously, they were introduced, they were filed against Tim Walz because of the allegations related to his handling of the widespread fraud in the state government programs. So I think there was the child nutrition, autism. There was autism services, housing stabilization, and then there was other like social services programs and stuff. But the estimates of the fraud scale, they, obviously because we got to protect our government, they vary, but they've been reported in the hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. With federal indictments already issued. So basically, it's for violating his oath, knowingly, permitting, concealing fraud, and interfering with oversight investigations. Basically placing political considerations above lawful administration. It's just. But you know what? Let's be honest. Will anything happen? No. You can't do anything to a politician. That's why they're politicians. Show me a politician that's still in jail. Show me. Tell me. Who are they? Who are they? Give me their names. I want to know. If this were true, Eric Swalwell would be in prison. Adam Schiff would be in prison. Nancy Pelosi would be in prison. Chuck Schumer, Maxine Waters, the whole gang. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, all of them. None of them are going to jail. None of them. That term above the law, it's extremely true. Very, very true. Anybody that thinks otherwise is either in on it or just, whatever. Alias name. Jeez, I don't know, man. I feel like you're kind of setting me up for failure on those quotes you're bringing out there, but you're having a good time. Big Slinkin is here. Tammy, Skippy, and Roman. Roman's mean. Roman is mean. Roman is counting how many times I say Kenny Goldie is here. Skippy, Tarbuckle, Frog, Marilyn. I think if Yukon Man went to bed, I'm sorry I didn't catch that because I was sitting there rambling. So John Castaneda is here. Max Meyer, Yukon Man. Hopefully you have a great night. I hope you make it out tomorrow. I'm doing another live tomorrow. Just me. Uh-oh. Just me says, yeah. Thanks for showing us who you really are, Kenny. Unsubscribe. Oh, I thought they were calling me Kenny. I was like, wait. I don't know if I could pull off a name like Kenny. Kenny's like a cool name. Like, hey, what's up, Kenny? Hey, Kenny. Hey, Kenny, come here, Kenny. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I like the way you spelt that, B-A-L-Z, Jeffrey. So anyways, I guess we're going to see everybody tomorrow. And I hope everybody has an incredible night tonight. I want to thank you all so much for being here. And I apologize for these lives being late. I know you guys work, and I know you guys, need to go to bed, and I keep you up all night just blabbing my rhetoric, my horrible, horrible things I say. But if you guys can do me a huge favor, please visit my YouTube channel. And Barnes Homestead, yeah, absolutely. R.I.P. to rest in peace to Scott Adams. A lot of people don't really know who that is, which is normal. Little cartoon called Dilbert. He will be missed. I wasn't a big reader of that. It was a little bit over my head, especially, when I was younger. But, he reached a lot of people, and he was liked by a lot of people. And I believe it was today, Skippy. I believe it was today. He was fighting it. He was fighting it for a while. But, it is what it is. It's life, unfortunately. Sad part about it is, when the Democrats don't like you, they don't care. They don't care. No, he was. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, Skippy. That's a sad thing. Real sad. You stand up straight when you're talking to me, Sean. I need to do a video about Sean. Sean Castaneda. You son of a bitch. You shut your mouth when you talk to me, Sean. You too, Tammy. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take off. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to make a video. I really do. But they've been working me kind of crazy at my job. So I haven't had any time. So I want to go back to doing full-time YouTube again, but I can't. I just can't do it. So Sucks. I know when I'm sitting there at work like today I wanted to go home. You know, when you get to work and you're like, the only thing you want to do when you get to work is go home. Well, with me, it's not necessarily going home. I want to work on a United Spot video. And the sad part about it is it takes a long time to create one video. So it's just like I'm sitting there all day like, oh my gosh, I want to get home. I want to do this. And luckily, I have two 15-minute breaks and an hour lunch. Unfortunately, I can't get that much done in that amount of time. But I am able to come up with ideas and then, you know, I quickly say them into my list. Well, if I told you what I did, I can't really tell you what I do, but I know what I do is I get up every morning and I go to this place and I show my badge and it takes me through this door. And then when I get in there, I have to work for 9 hours. And then when I'm done with my day, I go out that same exact door and I go home. It's horrible. Anybody that has to do that on a daily basis, you are crazy. Hatley Homestead. Oh gosh, here we go. Hatley Homestead. Is she being deported or is this clickbait? Well, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Shit. Tammy, that's pretty funny. So obviously, it wasn't my intention to go back to work. I was perfectly happy being a full-time YouTuber, even though I was employed for 18 years straight. Worked at the same company for 18 years, and unfortunately lost my job due to the fact that I wouldn't put something in my arm, and I wouldn't wear a mask, and I wouldn't comply to their weird rules. Because deep down, I knew that it was all BS. But anyways, I when I started becoming a YouTuber, for the first time in my life, I was able to make money for my family versus making some other company rich and then they just kind of throw me the scraps. You know, I was able to actually provide for my family. I was able to be there for my family, which is something that I was never able to do before I became a YouTuber. And I don't want to use the word YouTuber. It's a weird phrase because a lot of people thought, you know, that what I do is very easy with the United Spot. It's very difficult. I know it sounds fun, but there's a lot of moving pieces to it. And I'd love to make a video about that. That'd be a lot of fun. But anyways, I really hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I really hope that you're able to come by, hang out with the United Spot tomorrow. I know I probably put a lot of you to sleep tonight with my rambling and stupidity, but you know, sometimes people just need to vent, you know, and I like so many of you out there right now in YouTube land are fed up, disgusted that things like this are going on, that people that are allowed to talk and say things like this that are members of Congress. It just makes me sick to my stomach, because at the end of the day, I truly believe that Congress and the Senate should just be one straight rules. No left or right, no up and down, no circles, just rules, laws, and that's the end of it. There should be no arguing within. That's it. But they can't do that, or they wouldn't have jobs. LR, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. And I know you're always working, and I thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for coming by to say hello. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful night. So anyways, thank you all so much for being here tonight. and it means so much that you came here to hang out with the United Spot. I love you guys. You guys are one of the best parts of my day, besides my kids and my family, obviously, my dogs. My dogs actually usually come first. But you guys are a huge part of my day, and I hope you guys understand that, because you guys, especially you guys that come here to these lives, you really understand, and you can see how much I love doing what I do, and that means a lot to me, because you guys really inspire me to keep going, especially on the days that I feel like quitting. You guys push me, so I want to thank you for that. You guys are awesome. Why are you using real Hank? That was pretty extreme. Holy cow. Alias is over here doing some good stuff. I mean, just wow. Okay. Well, Alias, you gotta work on that anger. You're gonna be all right though, man. I like turtles. Yeah. Kenny, everybody, guys, LR, thank you so much. Tammy, John Castaneda, Yukon Man, everybody, Frog, Skippy, you guys are awesome. Don Duck, you guys, hey, thank you all for being here. If I didn't say Craig, have a great night. Joanne, Barnes, you guys are awesome. Hatley, even you. John Castaneda, you guys are awesome. Love you guys. Big Slinkin, just me. I will see you all tomorrow night, but until we meet again, good night, peasants.